Artificial intelligence is the last thing that humanity ever needs to discover. As said by Dave Waters, here I am, Varun Srivastav, the host for today's Tech Talk, episode 2, on the topic importance of artificial intelligence. Now, we all have been told what AI is, and so we the members of ESL have called an expert, or Sir Krishna Dwivedi sir, who holds 23 years plus experience in this field and now is working as senior manager in Splunk, San Francisco, California. If I'm wrong, can you correct me, sir?
No, so definitely I have seen the progression in AI, but literally when I started, we were just thinking about at some point we will see the AI uses and how it can be used in common grounds. But now you guys are the one who are really looking how AI is really working in this world, and probably you will see the most which we will leave. But yes, still progression is on, and we are just in initial stage of AI at this point.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your insight, sir. So, our sir has completed his undergrad in from Model Science College in Riva, and then he did his MCA from MITS Gwalior, and now he is in US. So that is all that I would be telling about him, and rest he would speak through his personality. So what I would like to say to you, sir, is I'm honored to be hosting this. I'm honored to have you among our club members, as well as all the audiences is also honored because you are here. That's it.
Thank you, and literally it's my honor, and thank you for you guys. I think definitely you guys are the new blood in this industry, and Riva Engineering College is one of the known college and old college which I know, and definitely this new generation. I'm very happy that you guys are now doing the things which we couldn't do in our time due to lack of opportunities and lack of awareness. But really, I'm thankful that you guys are doing that. And thank you for your introduction.
Okay, sir. So, sir, this is a simple talk session. So here I'd like to start like हम सब लोग बहुत सर is Hindi okay for you?
Yes, बहुत अच्छी है मेरी हिंदी.
ओके सर. तो सर हम सब लोगों ने बहुत ज़्यादा गूगल डेफिनेशन सुनी है एआई की कि हम इंफॉर्मेशन फीड करते हैं, फिर उसमें रेपिटेशन होता है, इटरेशन होता है, और फिर वो इंफॉर्मेशन को कंप्यूटर रीड करता है. तो मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा सर कि आपका क्या इंसाइट है, आप क्या बताना चाहेंगे, कुछ ऐसी डेफिनेशन आप क्या बताएंगे जो हमने अभी तक डिस्कवर ना की हो थ्रू गूगल.
So actually, it's not feed, I would say. It's
हम्म.
basically, if you see the overall AI, it's not feeding. So maybe you have heard of a definition about artificial intelligence with basically machine learning and deep learning. So you guys aware on those two concepts, machine learning and deep learning? So basically, the machine learning is what you are talking about, where we try to feed some information. जैसे कि आपने मतलब calculate कर दिया at somewhere that 3 into 4 is equal to 12. So that's how calculator works, right? And everybody has seen calculator from last years, 100 years, right? So that is feeding. Second thing, basically you are trying to establish some processes which can understand your mind. So I'm not sure whether you have seen many times when you go to Facebook and suppose you try to search something in Amazon and via Facebook, and tomorrow if you go again, Amazon will try to show you the same item, right? So that's how one thing is feeding, that basically definitely Amazon knows that you visited this site yesterday, so this information is coming from same IP, same user ID is trying to enter. But again, It's basically establishing a tendency of reading your mind. So today, so basically here we are teaching and basically me making and establishing an intelligence. So if you are going tomorrow, computer will know, oh, looks like you are still looking that item. So it's kind of guess, but that guess is perfect many times. So that's kind of intelligence people are trying to feed in the,
Yes, sir.
that you will see that you will ask something, you will get probably that immediate reply in most cases, right? But
Yes, sir.
in other case, if Siri can automatically understand basically your lip reading, right? Or basically
Hmm.
what you are looking for last 4 days, and fifth day if you come, then Siri will automatically say, "Sir, today is Diwali," right?
Hmm.
Something like
Okay,
that.
sir. Yes,
That
sir.
kind of intelligence is coming, where not only feeding, but if you are doing the same thing again, again, and again, which is repetitive, so at some time machine understands your mind, and that's where we see the real importance of artificial intelligence.
Okay, sir. That was really great, greatly insightful as well. So that is like कि वो हमें समझना चाहते हैं. Computers are trying to understand us, and then they are trying to behave with us like we would behave with each other, right?
Yes, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
sir, I'd like to ask, how much have we achieved in this direction? Like, artificial intelligence is going on greatly, the development is going on greatly, but at this point, where are we in understanding how exactly the human mind works?
So literally very initial stage, to be very honest. So basically I have seen the major work started in this industry somewhere around 4 to 5 years before. And after that, whatever we have in machine learning, whatever we have seen in different industries like healthcare or medical or auto, so they have developed one piece where they can provide a data kind of mindset and data analytics. They can establish data science, but real artificial intelligence is really in very early stage. And even the things which you consider are artificial intelligence are not real ones. So I would say that after 2015 there is a evolution in this industry, और तब से लेके अभी तक एक्चुअली सारी कंपनी अभी काम कर रही हैं, बट कोई भी कंपनी इस पॉइंट पे it cannot say that they have achieved anything. To be very honest, they are still in progression, they are in innovation, they are inventing new things, they are understanding how we can learn human mind, but literally nobody has achieved anything so far.
Okay, so that means जैसे हम देखते हैं like Tesla and other big companies like Amazon, तो ये अभी सिर्फ बेसिक्स पे ही काम कर रही हैं. You're saying this,
Right.
right?
Yeah, true.
Okay. Okay, so that was really one true answer. और ये काफी तो सर मतलब अगर हम डेवलपमेंट की बात करें तो what all things do you think we have to work on more so that we could branch out the types of AI and we would develop in them? ऐसी क्या क्या fields हैं जिन पर वर्क किया जा सकता है according to you?
So at this point, actually, if you see that there are very less items. So maybe you know little bit about Tesla, right? But Tesla is
Yes,
not
sir.
fully artificial intelligence, right? They have just put some ground rules, processes, data designing, and modeling, and then they put some infrastructural related things. I'm not sure whether you have seen Tesla how this works, but it can parallel park itself, right? They can change lanes once you start looking. So it's nothing, but there are basically so many cameras and sensors which they have provided. So based on that, they can understand all surroundings. So they can say who is coming from the left, who is coming from the right. So all those cameras are tracking that information and that traffic, and then they are basically trying to measure that whether it's safe to go right or left or straight. At the same time, when you are running on a highway, so इंडिया की बात करता
Hmm.
हूँ अगर, तो अभी तो बहुत सारा
Yes, sir.
बाईपास हो गया इंडिया में, राइट? सो बट
Yes,
ऑल ऑफ
sir.
a sudden if you are going in the night, so बहुत सारे एनिमल्स रास्ते में बैठे होते हैं, राइट?
हाँ
सो
सर,
यू आर
हाँ
फ्री
सर,
टू गो. बट ऑल ऑफ ए सडन अगर भैंस आ जाती है सामने या गाय आ जाती है, देन your sensors can see that something is there which is not road. They don't know whether it's cow or buffalo, right?
yes
Whether
sir,
it's
yes sir,
simple something, but they know there is something in front which is not road. So they stop there, right? Then
yes sir,
once they go on the road, they can see the red lights. So basically, currently the color has been feed that okay, when you see red, then stop. But at some point, what Tesla is trying to do, they will see that basically if they are going in the traffic, even if they can understand that all cars has stopped, they can stop. And even if somebody is trying to put brake, then they will stop. So there is a lot of intelligence where they have some basic information, but literally it's more on the data which is already feed. So
yes
if
sir,
you see the category, so we have
yes sir.
defined in basically some specific categories, and I can say there are specific categories of
Hmm.
artificial intelligence where
Hmm.
basically they can say that it's very early stage, and the next stage is
Hmm.
where you will see. I'm not sure how many people have seen that Rajnikant movie Robot, right?
Hmm.
So
Yes
it
sir,
can understand the emotions. So that
I've seen
stage
that.
people
Yes
are
sir.
thinking around and looking at the progress AI is going. I think they will achieve at some point, because even I have seen so many things which we even cannot dream of. Right? Those things are there, and
Yes sir.
currently,
Yes sir.
basically, we can see.
Yes sir. ये तो है कि मतलब we are seeing things that are equal to magical wonders if we can relate to something.
Yep.
The I remember it was when yeah, around 2015 and 16 we had that new thing about mobile phones. It started to pick up a surge, and then we had those assistants coming out, Google Assistant, Siri, and all those things, and
Yep.
now it is so much advanced. So yeah, looking forward to it. As a teenage boy, I think it would be wonderful to see what AI can do in the coming years.
Yeah, so
So
when I go office these days, when I start my
yes
car
sir,
in the morning, my
yes sir.
phone automatically tells that you are 15 minutes away from your office. Even I didn't put any address, but he knows that
Oh,
at 8 a.m. I go to office.
great.
So when I start my car, iPhone says that your office is 15 minutes away. And while coming home at 5, they say that you are 15 minutes away from your home. So that kind of understanding.
Robotics here, and you talked about how robots have developed. So now I'd like to question you about that as well. Because personally, I'm really much, you know, wonder struck about robots and stuff like that because I'm really into sci-fi movies and all those things. So, sir, how much have we developed in the robotics industry, if you can tell me or the audience as well? How much have we developed in the robotics industry? I've seen MI rolling out a robot that actually acts like a dog. It pets and it jumps and it walks around on 4 feet and it mimics a dog actually. So I would like to ask you how much have we developed?
So search two things after this meeting whenever you get chance. So there is a shop in San Francisco, a coffee shop, which is run by robot only. So basically, there is a very small, I think, 5 by 5 area where they put a robot which is serving coffee to all the people who are visiting to that area. So it automatically creates coffee and then tray comes to you, it serves you. And I have seen yesterday another good example in a hotel here where robot was serving basically the thali in one of the Indian restaurant. So it's called Indian street food in San Roman area. So
Okay, sir.
where basically they have feed some of their table numbers and they put
Okay.
and it's serving. And third example is basically here we are using the vacuum cleaner. So a robot, it's called RoboEye. So where you put and it automatically finds where is the dust and it cleans and it throws. So all those things are coming in day-to-day things. So those are literally mini robot. But if you literally see, there is a company who is developing a car, which is called the Real Robot Car, and the company jokes. And probably if I get time, I will show you. So that is the next level of Tesla. The car is running without any driver. So, and car doesn't have any
Okay.
steering. You just go and
Okay.
sit, and car goes like anything. And they
Okay.
already tested this car in three big cities: San Francisco, Seattle, and New York. So they are
Okay.
doing more testing, and probably they will launch in the car. It's an Amazon company, but the Amazon just acquired the company, and company name is Joox, Zoox,
Okay.
Joox.
O-
So if
Okay,
you
sir.
search it, you will figure it out that
Hmm.
how basically where we are literally going. So it's a real example.
Okay, sir. That was great to hear it from you. So we have developed, so as far as I can tell, we have developed a lot in the terms of robotics as well, right? So what do you think about this whole scenario with AI and robotics combined? Like, is there any chance that we would get robots that are equal to or at least as close to as humans in the near future? Or how much time do you think that we human beings would need to develop their technology to, create a robot that is actually equal to humans in terms of intelligence and in terms of emotional intelligence as well?
I really cannot say in terms of emotions, but the other piece definitely we are pretty close. We will do probably next 5 to 7 years. But when it comes to emotions, so still there is a time, because still scientists are working towards learning human mind, and especially putting emotions is a big deal. So until unless they have the right data and right mind
Okay.
study and mind analysis, it's not possible. So definitely
Okay.
that's not possible, at least in next 15 to 20 years. But I don't know how technology is growing these days. Things
Yes,
are
sir.
coming so easily, but it's really tough. I don't think that in next 15 years we will see any robotics or any robot which will be equivalent to human emotions. That's what I
Yes,
think.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. So, sir, this is the bright side that we have discussed about AI so far, about the technological development and the development that we've seen through our eyes, and the development that could help us actually. But here I would like to add a tinge of that grayshness in this thing. And I'd like to ask you, what can be the disadvantages? What can be the cons of using AI? Because a lot of billionaires, multimillionaires have hinted towards the cons of AI, the destruction that AI could do, the destruction that artificial intelligence could cause to humanity. And they've hinted it so far, like Bill Gates has himself hinted about it. Elon Musk, although he works in Tesla, although he just develops a greater version of AI, but still he says that AI would be dangerous in the near future. So what would you like to say about this thing, the graciousness that comes through this whole AI scenario?
Okay. So basically, definitely the you are talking about pros and cons in each area, and it comes with everything, right? When this journey
Yes, sir.
started, when I started in 1998, so we were just thinking around, okay, this computer industry is probably 5 years or 10 years, and what will happen when there will be all kind of codings and humans will go with unemployment, right? So
Yes, sir.
that's where we started. But you have continuously seen that there were continuous progression in every area, and everybody failured at least one time. If you talk about Microsoft or you talk about Facebook or Apple, you have probably
Yes, sir.
seen the stories of failures from all big companies, from all big CEOs, and from all big CTOs and technologists, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
but basically, they continuously look around how we can better improve. So definitely yes, there are cons. Even Tesla, we have seen that Tesla runs, basically you can drive the car without holding the steering, right? And some people
Yes,
did.
sir.
And at some point, if situation is not in your favor, or the traffic is basically completely different what a AI machine can think about, we have seen some issues. And similarly, like if you go in India, I think Tesla just told that they don't want to go India at this point
Yes,
because
sir.
of the
Yes, sir.
infrastructural issues and road situations. Because you have to have some plan accordingly. Data plays a very important role once you try to establish an AI. So in some
Yes,
countries
sir.
like US or UK, we have defined exits, we have defined parallel lanes, and people are following here from years. So everybody goes in their lane, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that
Yes, sir.
kind of mindset people are following, and using that mindset, Tesla has been trained to behave. But if you go India, so
Yes, sir.
we really don't follow the lines. People are the lines
Yes, sir.
between cars are going here and there, scooters are coming, cars are coming, cycles are coming, rickshaws are
In the
coming,
long
right?
lane. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
how you will train? It will start and literally it will stop because it cannot go anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we will
Agreed.
reach to that stage, then only we can take advantage. The first disadvantage is that you cannot train until unless you have done well job done and infrastructure and human minds are according to that. So otherwise it cannot work. If it cannot work in some places in US, then think about how it's going to work in India, right?
Yes, sir. Of
Second
course.
thing,
Agreed,
how,
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, second thing, you are putting human life basically there. So you are trusting a machine on the situations like rain comes, right? Cloudy situation is there, fog comes. So those kind of things is will definitely impact, especially in this auto industry. Definitely, medical industry is doing good, and we have seen a very good advantage in the medical industry because doctors are getting help from those artificial intelligence machine. But just think around that, doctors are there who are really reading and supporting. But
Yes, sir.
independently, artificial intelligence cannot be successful until we put an emotions. So it's long, but still you can do a lot of other things. So calculations and especially in ERP applications. Everybody knows ERP here.
Um, I guess not, sir. Can you
Okay,
please
so I,
explain
I
if
can
you?
give you an example. So,
Yes, sir.
very
Please.
simple example, probably everybody try to bought something from Amazon, right? So you
Yes. Yes,
try,
sir.
or basically Paytm. So you are trying to create an account, and probably
Yes,
you are
sir.
putting your bank information. You are receiving automatic bills. If credit card number is there, it's automatically billed to your credit card. And once the credit card payment is due, automatically that amount is deducted from your bank. So all those
Yes, sir.
things, right, can be done without any issues, without any challenges. So that's what the artificial, you are putting the data and everything is happening automatically without any user intervention. So it's good.
Okay.
But if you think about auto
Okay.
industry, right?
Yes, sir.
So especially on the car, so we have seen that metro train is running well, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
we have seen some use of artificial intelligence, not much with machinery. But if you think about the cars like
Okay.
Tesla or cars Jukes, or anything which is coming in the market, which is directly related to either traffic situations or directly with human work, it will take some
Yes,
time.
sir.
Otherwise, we cannot see advantage of that. And the one big disadvantage we might see, I don't know at this point, but the unemployment situation will might be begin little bit worse if we try to use uh, robots more, right? So only
Okay.
technologists and support
Okay.
folks will be on the job, but the low
Okay.
labor folks, labor and basically other folks who are doing groundwork, if
Yes, sir.
some of that work is done by robots, then we will see little burst unemployment situation across the globe.
Okay, sir. That's very well quoted from your side, sir. Thank you. So now I'd like to move this conversation more forward with a bit of more in a bit more incitable information that I've gathered around. Stephen Hawking had quoted that computers will take human beings with AI within the next 100 years. And when that happens, we need to make sure the computers have goals aligned with ours. This was quoted by Stephen Hawking, and the other quote was quoted by Bill Gates that human beings should be worried about the threat posed by artificial intelligence. So, with these two quotes in reference, so I'd like to ask this question: that how much do you think that AI poses a threat to human beings, like a real threat? Like we have seen in movies as well, that robots get berserk and start destroying humanity. Not that much level of oversimplification around the threat that is posed by AI, but some amount of threat would be there. So how do you think would it be? I mean, what would be the resemblance in real life?
So I think both quotes are good. I think I definitely respect those two folks, right? They have seen
Yes,
the
sir.
world. They know more about anything, anyone in this world. But
Yes,
if you
sir.
see the artificial intelligence, always there is a word comes which is controlled.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
you have to control how much independence you are giving to any machine, and how much that machine can take decision on your behalf, right? I will give a simple example
Yes,
which is
sir.
already live. Okay,
Yes, sir.
some of the companies like Microsoft and Oracle and IBM, uh,
Yes, sir.
they already put some systems in place where a
Yeah.
user who is doing the order entries, that those order entries can be done by not robots but machines behaving how that person does. So if some person's typing is very bad, and always that
Yeah.
person is typing basically U instead of Y, which is basically the letter in the
Yeah.
computer just beside, right? So every
Yes,
time
sir.
that person tries to type U and corrects letter to Y, so computer understands that behavior, and then automatically whenever that person try to do U, it converts to Y. Okay,
Okay.
but think about the
Yes, sir.
situation when that person really wants to type Y,
Yeah.
correct? So in
Yes,
those
sir.
are the very very small example I gave you, but those kind of things where if artificial intelligence started making decisions completely on your behalf, it can come with basically false positives. So false positives
Okay.
and false negatives are two things. So false positive means computer is thinking he is doing right, but that
Yeah.
was not the intention from human being. So false
Okay.
positive things will start coming, and till order entry it's fine. But when false positive things comes where a human basically life is in danger, so
Yes, sir.
especially airplanes, right, cars,
Yeah.
and some
Yeah.
decisions that can be taken, that may be very very difficult for human being, and that's where we have to see how it can be controlled. If you cannot control artificial intelligence, then results might be worst. But again, it's depend on industry by industry. In some cases always there are some issues, just like order entry can go wrong and it can be corrected, nobody is going to die. But if you see, think about a car who is running on the road, if something goes wrong, it can kill 100 folks, or maybe it can kill the passengers or drivers itself. So those things should be very very controlled, and no decision should be made until it's thoroughly approved, thoroughly tested and validated. So that's where I think it's time, and lot of parameters people are thinking once pushing to those kind of intelligence. So did we lose Mr. Srivastav?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, sir. I was thrown out of the meeting due to network issues.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
really sorry. Okay. So, sir, now I'd like to ask you about your personal work related stuff. So, you've been working in Splunk, California. Uh, Please, Anup, kindly mute your mic. Okay, thank you. So you've been working in Splunk, and you've got your role, senior manager. So I'd like to ask you, what do you work around? What is your work around? What does your company work for? Because
So
a lot of
yeah,
people in audience won't have known about Splunk.
so Splunk is a data intelligence company, basically. So,
Okay.
in data intelligence, I'm not sure if you guys are working on any specific networking challenges, or Wi-Fi is not coming, network is not there, or maybe IP is not working properly, or if you try to connect some external system. Suppose I will give an example of Amazon, and you are trying to
Yes, sir.
connect from Riva Engineering College, and you are not able to do that. Or
Yes, sir.
many cases, basically, if you are trying to search something in Amazon or Facebook, right, or Google, it's not working well. So basically the main focus of Splunk is to help those big companies. So all of the big companies which you can think of, they are customer of Splunk data artificial intelligence. So we provide unstructured data study, and we capture all kind of trends, how people are searching and other things, and we
Okay.
can then advise our system to understand their language, and then we can
Okay.
give that information to respective company. So those companies can analyze who is looking for them, and they can make their best judgments around their future revenue, future profitability. And if something goes wrong, system says that, oh, in India 25 or 100 people try to search, but your site is not working. So at the same time, they
Okay.
can inform to respective companies, because if it happens, and it happens immediately, even anybody informs, this information goes to the big company's system. So they know that across the
Okay.
world, people are not able to access. So that kind of
Okay.
data intelligence is for unstructured data. You understand unstructured data, right? So
Yes, sir.
structured data is in tabular form. So suppose you have a department data, and you know department ID, department name. There are five fields, right? So you
Yes,
know
sir.
that in table five fields. But unstructured data, human can write anything. It's free form. You can write your
Yes,
name
sir.
first, age later. So our data intelligence checks for the data trends, checks for the data values, and then they
Okay.
themselves can identify those attributes and can send to respective
Okay.
company. And those companies are using Splunk data AI capability to literally extend and working across the globe to improve their revenues and resolve
Okay.
any issues within their systems. So we have 5 6 products, but security and control is one of the feature which is largely used across the globe. So
Okay.
in the security and other thing, even they can provide some information if they think that the data has been used by someone else than authorized person. So they know that
Okay.
suppose Varun system IP is this, and Varun sitting in Riva, and all
Okay.
of a sudden, if somebody is trying to access Varun's IP and Varun's account from San Francisco, they will
Yes.
provide a potential risk that looks like somebody is accessing this user's data. So some kind of
Hmm.
scam and threat also my company helps.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, for giving an insight about your company. And now, sir, I'd like to, as a teenage, as a person who's currently studying in his engineering college and uh, getting his degree in engineering, I would like to ask you about what all skills do the freshers have to pick up in order to enter this industry, the AI industry, the robotics industry. What all skills do we need to take up?
Okay, so again, it depends. Everybody is different. Some people are good in strategy, some people are good in programming languages, right? And
Yes, sir.
some people are good in data science and other things. So if you think
Yes, sir.
purely about artificial intelligence, it's a
Yes, sir.
combination of data science, data analytics,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
deep thinking,
Yes, sir.
data thinking,
Okay.
and
Okay.
process thinking. But
Okay.
most of the companies, they are using basically Python, Java, C++, uh,
Okay.
Lisp, Prolog. those kind of languages to write their artificial intelligence. So definitely, if you want to go, then you should learn those programming skills. But
Okay.
again, also you have to learn how data plays a very important role to introduce AI. So again, I will give you the well-known example of Tesla. So
Yes, sir.
you should be aware what you should give input to Tesla. So you should provide cameras, you should provide sensors, but also you should provide maps. You should provide how parallel parking looks in US, how perpendicular parking looks in US. What is the meaning? So there are so many things. I'm just giving you 4 5, but there are millions of things, millions of data you have to provide so that it can work. So end to end, you have to think how your mechanics or how your robotics working end to end, and you have to think about
Okay.
that data, what kind of data will be useful, what kind of
Okay.
workflows will come into the picture, and how
Okay.
activities go in sequence or in parallel. So basically you can provide a good data science. So definitely we are looking for data scientists, we are looking for data analytics folks, people are looking for
Okay.
programmers, and end of the day we are looking for strategists who really don't know anything, but they have an
Okay.
innovation, they have a trust,
Oh,
they have
okay.
basically invention kind of mindset, who can think just like basically, right? If you think about Apple,
Yes,
so
sir.
the Apple, uh, you know, the person really who didn't know anything about programming,
Yes, sir.
now he was the founder of the Apple because he had a vision in mind,
Okay. Yeah, sir.
right?
Agreed. He
So
had a
definitely
vision.
we are
Yes, sir.
looking for great mindset, and then the people who can work with him or her and establish data science capability, data analytics capability, programming skills, and they can understand how things are growing. They can continuously
Okay.
touch in the market. So it's not a one-person job; it's a teamwork. But definitely that teamwork is achieved by CEOs, CTOs, programmers, right, and the
Yeah.
data
Yeah.
scientists. So there are many
Yeah.
things which are going to play a very very critical role. But
Yeah.
since you are coming from a background, if you are really looking, I would say that to start with, you have to learn more about data science and data analytics, and then programming language. That will be your starting point, I would say.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot for giving that great career advice. I guess a lot of people from the audience and myself as well would try to, achieve those things and try to come up with new solutions to the new problems that the mankind has generated with the help of AI and artificial intelligence and robotics and every kind of programming language like that. Now, I'd like to introduce our senior sir, that is Shreyas sir, who would like to ask some questions to you.
Mhm.
So he he was here and he would be raising some queries. So, sir, can you please unmute your mic and
Sure.
Yes, Varun. Thank you very much.
yes, sir.
Very good morning, sir. This is Shreya here,
Hey
and
Shreyas.
thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving your valuable time to us. I would say your career graph has been rather exponential, and we all look up to you regarding our careers also. That we someday will would be able to achieve what you have achieved in your life. So you were saying, sir, independence regarding AI. So regarding independence, I was thinking about it, and I stumbled upon this thought that what actually independence and control stands for when we are talking in context of AI actually. That does it stands for any institutionalized control or personal control? That if any institution per se any country is using the AI, so would should there be any certain set of rules for that, or should there be a personal control over AI? So if you can please enlighten us
So
on
I would say it's more institutional control, right? Because when you are establishing AI, then and probably when you are using AI, there is no personal control. That will come when you will see the real emotions in the robotics. So it's my personal opinion that there should be an institutional control. So basically, once AI systems or machine learning systems, they are trying to establish something, there will be a close eye about their results, and it can clearly validate each and every outputs, even from the machine. So that will be very helpful.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. And talking about emotions, you were saying that we need to inject certain kind of emotions in the AI machines. So consider this hypothetical situation that there are certain emotions in that particular AI, and that particular AI is inclined towards any particular person in control of that particular emotion. So would it be helpful that in any uncertain or not very good situation when it comes to saving that particular person or saving a greater cause? So would the AI would be trustworthy in that particular situation?
So I would say yes. So once you're trying to release something, and and again, I think it's not the injection. I would like to correct here, Shreyas. We cannot really
Yes.
inject human emotions. I think at some point we need to see, and people are literally doing the human mind study. And somehow, if some of that human mind can be converted and given to robotics, then only we can see that. And that's where there is kind of uncertainty whether we can go there or not. But to answer your question, uh, definitely we need to, once we think about again in the controlled one, uh, probably it's not that we should provide that human control at the same time, but again to start with a machine control until we see those human emotions are uh, properly tested and validated. And again, if we provide that, then it will be less control, and we have to think in that direction. We are not yet there, right? So currently we are not even pushed the human behavior. Now tomorrow, if we provide that and human will start fighting just like in movies, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
That
sir.
situation becomes real. Then we have to think how we can control it. So currently I don't see any technology is there, and even people can think of, because we are pretty behind to that use case.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for the insightful information. Varun, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shreyas, sir. And thank you, Krishna, sir. Now, I've got another query from another member of our team, that is Sagar Mishra. And I'd like that he would open his mic and ask the questions to our respected sir. Sagar,
Thank you,
over to
Varun,
you now.
for giving me the opportunity. I'm really honored. Uh, Good evening, Krishna sir. This is Sagar Mishra, and I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm in mechanical engineering batch, also the club member of our ESA. So I got this question that, as you know about the AGI, artificial general intelligence, it's an intriguing concept, as you know. So, how close are we to achieve AGI? It's a program which actually can compute, evaluate, and work on multiple tasks with human level integrity and intellectuality. So, I want to know
We are
how
pretty
close
much
are
there,
we?
Sagar. We are there.
Yes.
So many companies had already started working on that, and we are using some of those functionality already in the market in terms of computations or in terms of data analytics or basically graphs, charts, and there are many decisions which CEOs or management already taking based on that. And definitely there is a lot of improvement activities happening, but we are already there in terms of establishing the basic concept for that general intelligence.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you for that. So I got another question that is like, can AI take over the world, as we have seen in the sci-fi movies, as you all know, there are Terminator and other sci-fi movies. So can AI take over the world, like we have been seeing in this movie that AI intelligence bots they take over the world and control humans, they kill them.
No, no. So answer is no, because once you are trying to establish AI, it's again the human mind who is controlling that. So until a human mind, basically, who is the superpower, is trying to do something, and again, one human being cannot be able to do that, right? So definitely, my answer is no at this point. So all movies are for entertainment purpose only, and definitely they are dreaming. And once somebody dreams, then people get ideas. So definitely a lot of things are happening because of those movies and other things. But again, I don't think that it will happen in next 500 years. I don't know after that.
Okay.
And again, it's my personal opinion.
Thank you so much, sir, for clearing my question.
Thank you, Sagar, and thanks a lot, Krishna sir, again. Now, sir, I've got another question for you. I guess this session is all over about me asking questions and you giving answers. So now I would have another question that would be narrated out by another teammate, that is Abhinav Pandey.
Mm-hmm.
So, Abhinav, can you please come over and
Yeah,
have your
hi.
query solved?
Hello, sir. A very good evening.
Hey, Avanav, good evening.
Sir, actually, I have a query that there are technology which is on its peak, and most of the people are trying to switch their career basically from the core sector to the tech sector. And also, I hear that there are some of the cities in US who offer a great opportunity to those who wish to start their career in artificial intelligence and machine learning. I mean, like San Francisco, especially Bay Area, and New York, and also Massachusetts. Why do you think it's just a preserved thing? Like these are the best cities if you wish to boost your career and want to achieve its peak.
So from technology perspective, right? So Silicon Valley is, which is San Francisco area, right? So all the big companies are there, and all boom basically starts there in general. So now companies are going to Seattle, but all top minds are sitting in California. So Apple, Google, Facebook, Netflix. So all those companies are literally 30 miles across from where I am staying, and everybody is there. So that's why those cities are still the center of those innovations. And job market will be always up there because a lot of innovations are happening. Not only innovations, but the weather situation is really good in Bay Area. Bay Area is the only area in US where people enjoy all 12 months. It's very expensive
Definitely. Yes,
state, and basically we pay a lot of taxes also to government, more than any other state in US.
yes, I
But
have
we
that.
are the only state which enjoy all the weathers all 12 months. So
Great. Great.
basically nothing stops here. So basically no snowfall, right? And weather is
Yeah,
always good. And
yeah,
that's why people are able to work and spend a lot of things. And that is the kind of advantage California has. And that's why basically people can put more time and efforts in this area because their working hours are more, nice
Yes, sir.
infrastructure
Yeah.
connected to everywhere. So those are the regions that this area will continuously grow. And again, not that humans only good minds are sitting over here, mind can set anywhere else in the US. But the
yeah.
literally the weather situation and the current infrastructure and innovative solutions in this area, big companies headquarters, that makes it more important actually. So when in bad situation, when no US state has job, they come to California to get the job, and they get it. So that's why
Okay,
we are like, if you think about traffic situations, we are really bad in other as compared to other US cities. But
But
in
still,
terms
you
of
have
job,
plethora of
of
opportunities.
job security, I think California is the best, and California is the seventh basically economy in the world. It's a small state, but it's a seventh economy, right? California itself is bigger than many countries in globe.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for this insightful information. I have also another query that although you are from AI sector, how's the work-life balance for those people? All they spend all their time in just writing the code and programming, or they also have an opportunity to explore the other things?
So literally, I am not a pure AI person. I have progression in my life, and I support many artificial intelligence activities. But literally, there are many others. So I am in more in data science and data
Yes.
management and data analytics at this point to support all those things. And literally, here in US, we have a good life balance. So most of the time, we are kind of 9 to 6, and again we are looking more from the new young age, right? So new people are coming and putting all kind of efforts. We are just supporting them and providing guidance. And there is a kind of progression. So once you come here, probably you are spending 15 hours a day because you don't have any other thing. You don't have your family. You want to learn more. You want to spend 15 hours in office. You are getting free food. You are getting free Wi-Fi, free breakfast, free travel, right? So that kind of
Yeah.
luxury Apple, Google provides. So you can put more time and you can work on more innovations. People like us. So basically, we have already done that. So now we are just guiding.
Okay.
So to be very honest, from last couple of years, I'm trying to do probably kind of 8 to 6 kind of activities, some free time, 2 days weekend.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you will
Okay.
find it out that if you learn something and after initial struggle, there is a very good
Yeah.
basically life balance here.
Thank you, sir. Totally agree.
Okay.
Sir, thank you very much.
So thank you, Abhinav, for your great question, and thanks a lot, Krishna sir. It was really so much insightful that I got a tinge of inspiration from this all.
Yeah,
And
I really loved
now
all
I
the
guess,
questions. Even probably I didn't answer some questions with all details, and you guys are really good enough and figure it out. Some information you can go to Google and figure it out. But definitely there is a good market coming to artificial intelligence, and that doesn't stop you to go in the civil engineering or basically mechanical engineering. Because end of the day,
okay,
if just about think about Tesla one more time. So Tesla needs
okay, sir.
better infrastructure. So civil engineers will be required to make sure that infrastructure looks consistent across India, right? Then only
Yeah,
a Tesla will
yeah,
run. So simply
yeah.
mechanical engineers, they need to make sure that all new mechanics are supporting and in alignment with new AI needs. So AI is
Oh,
literally not only in technology or tech sector, but it needs help from all the sectors to get support.
oh, thank you, sir. That was really great to hear it from you. That was really insightful, and that was really honorable to hear it from you. Now, I guess there is another query being raised by Mayank Yadav, sir, and I'd like him to unmute
If
his.
I'm not wrong, meaning of artificial intelligence is to make a dumb machine into a something uh, compatible of some smart features. So, how many factors does we are using currently to make a machine assistant in our phones? So, how many factors does we are currently using to?
Each and every sector, they have something to work with. Each and every sector actually had the basic infrastructure ready, and the basic robotic systems are working for them. I don't think that there is any sector who doesn't have even the basic requirements ready to enable artificial intelligence in the future. So everybody, and basically not only those sectors, but there are big companies like SAP, Oracle, IBM. They are helping their customers and client to establish some kind of those rules, data science. So at some point, once artificial intelligence comes into the picture, they are ready. So readiness is very, very required. Otherwise, AI will fail.
Okay, all right, sir. Sir, I have a one more query.
Mhm.
How MNCs are come up with the more?
So basically, they look the continuous patterns and they continuously monitor the pain points so that basically they can think about how we can solve it. So especially in the US, the one example which I can see, which is in terms of Tesla, people are there stuck in the traffic, right, for long, and those peoples are very important. So people think how we can solve that problem, how we can avoid accidents. So the Tesla came into the picture. So Tesla can see all around sides here and there, front, back, and if somebody is trying, Tesla must say a car gives a warning that, oh, don't go in the side. So and sometimes people are basically crazy coming after a long day from office to home. So basically, human pain points, human behavior patterns, those are the guiding principles who is giving inputs to AI industry. So I just talk about the basically auto industry. But again, if you think about Amazon buying principles, basically
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Varun, over to you.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you, Kishan sir. Thank you, Mayank sir, again. Now, I guess Rishabh would be having a question. I guess he's having a question and he would be unmuting himself. Rishabh?
Hello, sir. Good evening. My name is Tripathi. I am from CS branch. Sir, my question is that how is deep learning used in real world?
Come again, Rishabh.
Yes, sir. Sir, my query is that how is deep learning used in real world?
Okay. So basically, deep learning is basically study of mind and human behavior. So it comes from the pattern. So I think I gave one example here. So how you think, that's how you act. So though this is the theory behind deep learning. So
I
just
see.
like the people who are not good in typing and they are typing something wrong, then computer and artificial intelligence tries to change that. So and if you are continuously doing and repeating anything, that becomes a pattern. So patterns support basically the deep learning part of artificial intelligence. It's not accurate uh, all the time, but it's accurate 90% of the time. So that's why people are predicting, and many ERP applications, user entries, order management, billing management, credit management. So lot of that deep learning concept has been used, because especially in India and basically China or Philippines, where people are using call centers and just paying basically 10,000 or 15,000 to newcomers. They don't know anything about the system. They are simply doing the entry. So to make those entry intelligently, the concept of deep learning comes. So they can think how that person is behaving, and accordingly they can change or switch basically their entry points, and they can guide them. Maybe sometimes they can ask, oh, are you want to enter 7 or you are want to enter 8, because every time you are entering 7 you really want to enter 8. So those kind of intelligence is coming
I
into
see.
the picture, and deep learning concept is basically the feature which looks how human is doing based on their thought process and then acting. It's so basically that is, it's, we are selling a deep learning. It's not really a real innovation or science. It's basically how human is acting, and according to that the algorithm has been established.
Thank you, sir, for your answer. My similar question is that what is artificial neural network and how it works? Neural network, artificial neural network.
So I don't know specific about the neural network. So I really don't know on this. But artificial intelligence is basically network of multiple components. So I am not sure whether you are talking about that. So and I'm exactly not sure. But
I see.
artificial intelligence works on many different
Okay.
network topics related to data science, data intelligence, uh, deep learning, and all those things. So I don't know this particular term reserve at this point.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Varun, capital.
Okay. So thank you, Rishabh, and thank you, sir. Now, Suman Shukla ma'am would be asking some questions to sir and get her query solved.
Mhm.
Suman ma'am, can you please unmute?
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, Varun. Sir, I have a question. In future, maybe AI will, sir, will AI reduce the human work opportunities in future? Um, as it is growing very fast, maybe
Yes,
it
of
can
course.
create
Yeah.
a, yes, sir.
Sorry, go ahead. Complete your question.
Maybe it can create a environment where humans are getting more jobless, and people are getting their work done by these robots. So how we can create an environment where both human and machine can work properly, and there will be a less jobless people in the world.
Yeah, that's the concept actually. So if you just think little bit outside the India, so especially in US, so basically once we are going to petrol pump, so we are going down and we are filling our gas ourselves, right? So definitely there are not much laborers around the world, and still we are lacking of some people. But again, the idea is that give strength to both human and robots so they can run. It's not only robot, it will definitely some impact on some lower level jobs if that machinery comes into the picture. But knowing that how the trend is going, earlier we had very uneducated people, right? And especially women and girls, they were not very much in the industry, especially in India. If you see 15 years back, I see that out of 10 men, there are just one or two women who are working in the offices or industry, or basically out of 15, only five women who are going to college or school. So things are changing and people are coming with different mindset. So if
Yes, sir.
low level activities are given to robots, then there will be a lot of opportunity for those educated folks who can think about big things like infrastructure, big things like how we can make environment better. So there will be new innovations will come into the picture, how we can continuously provide water, continuously clean the water so we can have. So there are so many other challenges in the world which are not related to job. So probably those minds will be used in other things to make this world better.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Varun.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir. Now I'd like to hand over the query question to Priya Pandey. Priya, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Varun. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my name is Priya Pandey. I am second year student in Department of CSA. Sir, my question is, as we know, AI is developed by humans, but in today times, many pupils believes that AI is smarter than humans. Are you agree with this statement?
Yes. So thing is that definitely human is trying to establish AI. That's a true fact. So definitely robotics cannot be smarter than human, right? So I'm agree. Now come to your second point. Now human has provided all the capabilities, but end of the day, must if machine is doing the job, they can work continuously because they don't need rest, right? They can work 24 hours, whether human can work only 4 hours. So first thing, three times output. Second thing, when users are working, there is always chances of errors. So many times if you are trying to add a table, or you are trying to multiply, or you are trying to divide big numbers, you can do mistake. But if machine understands the rule, they will not do mistake. So in that way, basically artificial intelligence robots will be more smarter, faster, and reliable than human being. So only the emotion piece will go away, but in other case, the calculations and speed and accuracy, it will be more better in robots, and also at least three times work. And I'm just counting the working days. Then you have to take 2 months vacation. You have to have a weekend. You have to go and meet your friends. You have to party. So if you see all those factors, literally how much a human per works in a year, the robot will work at least 5 to 6 times more and with better accuracy. So that's why people say that AI will be more smarter than human.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Priya, and thank you, sir. Now, sir, I've got a query as well for myself, that the whole scenario of COVID, as we have seen in the past 2 to 3 years, has promoted the work culture of work from home, and this in turn has created a large loophole amongst the the traditional design of work that we used to do. So I'd like to ask you, how has AI helped in this scenario, or has it done any amount of disturbance in this line of work?
Yeah, first thing, I think it's very, very unfortunate what we have seen in last 2 to 3 years,
Yes,
and
sir.
nothing can replace a human interaction. So that's true. Now, yes, everybody is working for home. I think most of the companies, from work perspective, I think it's still achievable, but not everywhere. The countries like US, basically good infrastructure. In India, I think it's very nice at this point, but still there are progressions. And when I see the school kids like 3 year basically 3 year baby, right, they are using
Yes, sir.
laptops, computers, I feel really bad for them. So definitely we have basically the meetings place, we have basically Zoom, we have lot
Yeah.
many other things, people are working online. So literally we are doing the work, but emotionally basically we are going behind. The
Yeah.
knowledge which kids can get in school, literally it cannot be done virtually. Probably job can be done if infrastructure well supports, and if you have all kind of facility, we can achieve it, and we are literally doing it from 2.5 years here. But when I see students, it's really, really unfortunate for all kind of students. So I gave an example of younger kids, but even for you guys, many folks
Yes,
will
sir.
be out from college without going to college if it happens for
Yeah.
another year or another year or so,
Yeah.
right? That's really unfortunate because you cannot do practical at home, you cannot do practical
Yeah.
virtually, right? Doctors cannot do operations
Hmm.
virtually. So a lot of those things, definitely it's high impact. And I don't know, I will say that AI cannot replace that, at least at this point. I don't know if the next progression comes when the next generation comes, but at this point, artificial intelligence cannot support that. But AI things literally gave a good option, so world is not stopped. At least that's what I can say. People are still working, kids are still
Yeah.
learning. You guys are
Yeah.
still basically performing all your activities, projects, and everything. But
Yes, sir.
yes, the effectiveness and I would say the in terms of capability and effectiveness and results, definitely it's not as expected. And again, everybody think, oh, I will go college, then I will have some different life, different social
Yeah.
life. I will meet new folks. So all those things are
Yeah.
missing, cannot be replaced by any robots.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you. Now, sir, I guess Animesh sir would be asking some questions to you. Animesh sir, can you
Mhm.
please unmute your mic?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, sir, my question is that that you already know that we represent our entrepreneurship cell of our college. So, can you give us a brief insight about the market of AI from business point of view? What are the investors and the companies that are competing among themselves?
So mostly all big companies are working in AI, and I will give you some examples. So here, Apple, Google, IBM, Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, and there are many, Jukes, Tesla. So those are some big names. But almost every company, every product company, auto company, medical company, insurance companies, they are working towards artificial intelligence. And I think I was reading an article some days back. So the current investment in artificial intelligence is around 92 billion this year, and it will grow every year by 40 to 50%. So just think about the 50% exponential growth we can see in artificial intelligence. So probably next 10 years, this market will capture everything. So this market is going to be a very, very big, and there will be lot of opportunity in the AI area. And AI, again, I think if you have listened my previous comments, it's a combination of many things. So
Yeah.
even for readiness perspective, half of the amount and investment in AI will go to make to prepare companies to be ready for that. So enablement
Yeah.
and implementation is second piece, but even the companies to get ready to have AI is a very, very big task, because most of the companies are way behind in from readiness perspective.
Thank you so much. And one more question I have, that in the market, who is more dominating, that the company that provides products or service based companies?
So currently service based, they already launched some of the products because they are at minimal risks. If something goes wrong, then, and that industry is very, very big. So service based industries like ERP applications, so Oracle, SAP, IBM, they have their Microsoft, those companies have their ERP applications, and they already started launching artificial intelligence on that. There are a lot of work going on in medical industry. So new devices on different kind of diseases.
So now I guess this would be the time that we would be wrapping up this session and not taking Sir's much time, because I guess he has much more important things to do as well. So one last thing that I'd like that, sir, you would address on my request is, what is the advice that you'd like to give to the new minds, to the students that are studying in colleges and schools, and everyone who's getting their education? What all advices that would you like to give to them so that they can have a great career in life, and they can just, once here in this session you mentioned that you encourage young minds now. The work that you do these days is encouraging and to explore greater things. So what would be the message that that you'd like to give? One last
Great question,
message,
Varun.
so.
Great question, actually. So, in my opinion, and I am very personal to how we can support the human being and how we can provide value to our social life. So that is very, very important. So once you think about career, definitely earning money is one part of it, but everybody needs to learn how they can support the society from their work. Definitely, you can earn money, you can buy cars, you can buy big houses. But one of the cultural thing I learned that uh, the big thing is how you can support the society, and you have seen that, especially in US,
Yeah.
nobody gives even money to their own son or daughter. They give to the
Yes,
society
sir.
so new innovations can be done. So always
Okay.
think about learning, and don't think that any work is smaller. Even we clean our dishes here. Even CEOs, CTOs,
Okay.
they clean their own dishes in home. Okay, so
That's really down to
be
earth
ready for
from your side,
everything,
sir.
and yeah, and always think that make yourself ready to do your work, and think about how your education can help society in the long run. There are a lot of things. No idea is smaller. The thing which I thought, and I never said because I was saying, oh, how it's a very small thing, and those things are
Yeah.
becoming now app, and you have
Yeah.
seen that so many apps for everything. So no idea is smaller. When something comes to your
Okay.
mind, just go and raise your voice that I'm thinking around this, can you help? People will laugh, don't care about that. Just continue in your journey, and
Uh,
basically don't hesitate to ask for help. Don't hesitate to put your ideas in front of many folks, and always think that nothing is smaller. Okay, and always think about how your mind, how your ideas can help future social life in parallel to supporting your own family and culture and country. So That will be my message, I think. And again, this is my personal opinion, because I have seen that once people come to this industry, everybody think about, oh, I will make a big career, I will have a good money, I will have a good bank balance. Yes, you need that, it's important, but always think about
Yeah.
how you can help. People thought, oh, why I should care when I need to pay my credit card bill? So you simply go and created an account, you provided your bank information, you provided your credit card information.
Okay. So with this note, sir, I would be ending our session. Though it is very heartfelt to be giving up on this because it was a great honor and an immense pleasure to hear all those wonderful things from you. And it was really great having you on our meet on this talk session that we've hosted. It immensely pleasures me to say that you, sir, are an incredible person, and we hope the best for you. And we will try to put everything that you've said in our lives and try to practice each day the innovation and try to learn new things and great things as well. So, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Varun, for your kind words. Definitely, I am not that great. So I have seen that progression. I have seen my struggle. I have seen the struggle in Riva City itself, where we didn't have MCA or college. So basically, yes, I think you guys know more. You guys have more awareness. You guys have done so good. The new generation have basically got all kind of opportunity. So just use your opportunity and do good. I think what I am here, what I have achieved in 23 years, you guys can achieve maybe 5 years or 10 years based on the opportunity you guys have. And I will always there for support and guidance whenever it's needed. So even don't hesitate if you have any questions and if you want to ask. So it's not formal, but I want you guys to come up and basically put your best efforts and basically yeah, do good for this world, for country, for city, and for your own parents and family who are really given you that opportunity, irrespective of whether they are in a position or not.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, so here I'd like to end this meet. Thank you, everyone, for being
Thank
such a
you, everyone.
wonderful
I think you guys
audience.
were so nice, and all questions were great. And good
Thank
luck
you. Thank
for
you.
your all your projects and for your academic career and for your future career.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.